Okay, so moving, like preparing, as I said before, this is all you have to do when we're saying solving equations by inspection. You, without any process, you can see and work it out in your head what the value of x is. But preparing for our next step, I want to do an exercise here. So if we say, what's happening to x? Okay, because I want to tell you something. These equations that can be solved by inspection, I usually call one-step equations, and I want to explain why we call them like that. What's happening to x? Okay, great. So we're going to bring them from here, from the equation down here. So we call it one-step equations because if we think about, there is only one operation that is happening to x. So what is happening to x? I'm adding 1 to x. Agree? I had x and I'm adding 1. What is happening here to x? I am taking away 2. Agree? Now what is happening here? What is happening to x? I am multiplying it by 3. Notice that I use the symbol of multiplication with a dot. I'm multiplying by 3. And what is happening to x here? I'm dividing it by 5. Agree? So there's only one thing, one step that is happening to x. It's not multiple operations, it's only one. That's why we call them only one-step equations. Yes? And these equations are one-step equations are easy to work in your head. But as the equation becomes more complex and we add more steps of what is happening to x, it's more difficult to work it out in your head. That's why there is a process, an algebraic process that you can use to solve them. But we're not going to worry about that right now. We're going to do that in a later video, okay? So now we're going to work on the examples of your notes. So example 1 says there. So we're going to do, and remember that I want you to copy this exactly in the same way in your book. So example 1, and then it says A, 5x equals 15. So what is happening to x? I'm multiplying it by 5. So a number that when it's multiplied by 5 is equal to 15. So what is the answer, girls? X is equal to 3. Great. So that's the answer for the first one. Now you try to do B on your own. Here it is. And then you watch my video. So it says y divided by 7 is equal to 3. So the question is, I have a number that when I divide it by 7 is equal to 3. What is that number? So y is going to be equal to 21. Wonderful. Now, in your note says, go to booklet page 16 to 19 and work on those questions. Thank you, girls.